Hi, it's Ricky of Moshville Times here once again. Now, tonight we have Brighton dystopian-based band Tribe of Ghosts. That wasn't easy to say, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we've got vocalist Becky, we've got guitarist vocalist Adam, and we've got bassist Ben. We've also got drummer Danny as well, so thanks very much for turning up, mate. So how the hell are you guys getting on? Well, I mean, we met at Rabidfest, that must be, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. You guys went down like a storm, so... How the devil are you, and how the hell was Rabidfest for you?
Who wants to go first?
You, what sounds like.
I'll take it. Very, very well, thank you. Everyone's doing very good. Rabidfest was excellent for us. It was a good. We'd not played for about 2 months, I think, since Bloodstock. So Rabidfest was like a good blow out the cobwebs. Yeah. Just because we've had so much stuff, like getting ready towards like False God, and getting that stuff ready and getting stuff ready for the Urne tour announcement and all that kind of bits and pieces. So it was like so much work that was going on in the background to get it. So that was like, let's kick.
Please don't make Adam answer any of my questions ever again, because he's now just answered about half a dozen of them. We will be talking about the Urne tour. We will be talking about False Gods. But yeah, now looking back at Rabidfest, who made the most mistakes on the day?
I mean, me mostly.
Do you know, Adam, I didn't expect any different answer, to be honest with you, mate. I knew it was going to be you. So,
yeah, we call Adam the live. Well, we call him many things. We call him the Chaos Spaniel. He's sort of the live liability. Because, like, as much as we prep, I mean, for example, let's go Bloodstock, which is my funniest example of this. Like, we decided to have a little like band get together, like just before we headed off to Bloodstock, and I kind of was like, oh, maybe I'll just mention it. I'm like, oh, Adam, just like when we get there, when we play, like, you're not just, make sure you're near the mic when it's your cue. And Adam was a little bit like, what? Near the mic when it's my cue, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you're there, but like this is a big stage, like we're not like playing our usual kind of like 100, 200 capacity shows. Like this is a big stage, and if you realize you're not near the mic, it's like a big step away. And then Bloodstock.
I can guess what's going to happen here.
There's the best moment of it was when we got into cold. I ran over to Ben because I was like, oh, Ben, mate, I'm going to speak, like, I'm just fucking riffing this bit out. Realised I was meant to run back. I was meant to be on the mic for a part that I was doing. And there's a clip of me in the Bloodstock footage running past Becky and dropping my pick. So I'm literally just playing, just like flailing my arms around my guitar just to make it make a noise.
Shoot the mic as well.
Oh, yeah, I overshot the mic in too hard.
Ben, I know that you started this band with Adam, but what does he actually bring to the band? You're supposed to be a professional band.
Very true. He is professional. He gets overexcited.
It does. To the extent, I specifically remember a moment in Rabidfest where he jumped the barrier, got into the crowd, and started swinging his guitar around and nearly decapitated myself. So I didn't really like him after that. So I'm doing this interview under duress. Anyway.
Understandable.
No, you guys played an absolute blinder. But so we're now going to talk about the band quite a bit. So this is obviously the second reincarnation of Tribe of Ghosts, relaunching yourselves as a full lineup in 2021, and not taking a long time to release new music, with singles being released in 2022. You've also played Bloodstock 2 years in a row, which that shouldn't normally happen, because I thought it would be like every second year. You've got to miss a year to play Bloodstock, but you played it 2 years in a row, so that's fair play to you as well. So Ben and Adam, I'm going to direct this to Ben then. You must be happy with the way things are going, and has it exceeded your expectations as to where you are just now?
Yeah, very chuffed where we are. I would say it's exceeded my expectations. Like, I've always believed in Adam and the music and that, so
yeah. No, cool. What about yourself, Adam? Are you chuffed to bits?
So I'm chuffed to bits, but I'm also permanently bewildered. So, but, and this kind of, I think the thing that I'm most excited about, and the thing that I'm probably the most loving, is Tribe's entire rebirth back in 2021, this relaunch and all of that, literally came from us four as individuals, and it came from specifically these additional three wonderful humans basically going, we want to do this, and me, ads, you're the dude who does the writing stuff, so here's the reins and now they're gone, so do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And it's led me down in terms of writing and production and all of that. It's definitely put me into territories that I think I've always wanted to do but never realized. And with just the love and support of you three means it's just getting weirder. and it means the world. It just means the world.
I don't know about you three, but he's nearly making me cry here.
It gets really softy when he talks about songwriting. It's great. What's the phrase?
I don't know where you're going to
But what you didn't know, Adam, was Becky was actually on this before you. Becky and I was arranging this interview, and what you don't know is you described these three people as your favourite humans, your favourite people, but they've actually got a WhatsApp group without you in it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you do know about that? All right, I thought it was kept secret, but anyway.
It's basically there's the two WhatsApp groups from Fleet, where there's the one that there's me just constantly saying things.
Do you know something? I can believe that. I can believe that. But when restarting the band, Adam and Ben, did you always want to get a female vocalist in the band, or did it turn out that Becky was the best option after auditions? Not that I'm boosting your ego here, Becky, but was that your sole intention? You wanted the mix of the female and the male vocals, or you tried 6, 7, 8 people and Becky just turned out to be the best?
So the relaunch in 2021 was actually technically the third version of this band, I think, actually. The third version. So like there was one.
Yeah.
So all my previous questions have been wrong then. It's not your second reincarnation, it's your third.
Self-researcher, mate.
So the original lineup that Ben and I did together with a different drummer and a different guitarist was us four together doing a couple of gigs. Then our drummer, wonderful drummer, left because she didn't want to gig anymore. So we asked Danny to join, and I have been suffering with kind of chronic health issues for the last 7-8 years, including which one of the things of that is I have permanent acid reflux, so my throat is being burnt every night.
Oh.
By acid, metal as fuck. But essentially because of that, I said to Danny and Ben, and our old guitarist at the time, who again left not because of any other reasons other than he's just an amazing human that wants to be a dad. So I was like, I'll be a dad then. But for us, I basically chatted with everyone else and said that I would like to get another vocalist in to kind of help me get through longer tours and gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, cool, yeah, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to get Becky. that was it. Like, it wasn't even a case of, oh, maybe we can have a few different vocalists. It was no, Becky, because Becky's again, one of my oldest friends. All four of us went to uni together in different forms, and Bex and I were met in our first year of uni and just been friends forever. And then Bex joins, and I think
the rest is history.
Yeah, basically.
But Becky, I know that your background isn't in metal music. You listen, well, I'm sure I heard you saying something Rabidfest, like you've got completely different influences, or you can listen to completely different music. So how was it when Adam came to you and said, I want you to sing in my metal band, my industrial band?
I was so I remember this very well. I was sitting on a train and I got this this Facebook message from Adam, and just asking me to be interested, I want to give it a go. And I remember being very excited, but again, but a little bit nervous, because again, it is, even though I call myself like a surface metal fan, and I do like it, but I'm not. At that point, I definitely hadn't branched into singing metal at all. The closest I kind of got to it was probably sort of like noisy alternative rock, but still like a pop vocal. But some of like at that point, the idea of the sound was quite different. It's going to be sort of very post metal with these sort of very ethereal female vocals in. I thought I'd love to give it a go. And I remember we took like little baby steps. It was still like the height of kind of COVID times. Like I think when we were doing this, we were sort of in and out of various lockdowns and stuff. So it was baby steps of writing and stuff. And I think me and Adam spoke about this not actually earlier this week, sort of how we both clicked, sort of co-writing together and co-writing vocals together. And it just felt really right. And it was just, ideas easily flowed. We were able to bounce ideas off each other really well. And I was like, this was really good. This works really, really well. And then I started planting seeds, and those seeds were hyper pop seeds. And so
it wasn't even like started planting seeds like,
so we'll be writing these like
sprinkling of like, oh, maybe you might like this. Is, hey Adam, I know you like this band. Here's Sophie. I went, yes. Bombarded by face shopping is one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
Well, it sounds as if she brings a lot, but I hope we still made her audition twice.
No, never auditioned.
Never auditioned.
We're just like, come join.
Oh, well, absolutely fair enough. It's just as well you're a great singer then, isn't it, Becky? Just as well you're a great singer.
Yeah.
But a question I do have to ask is, how did you manage to recruit a drummer, Danny? Because I don't imagine that you went to an abhorrent Decimation gig and then you said to each other, this is the guy for us.
Oh yeah, we've known each other since uni as well. Like, Adam was in the year above me, and we were in a band before, like a sort of thrash metal, sort of slightly behemoth-y sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which was quite cool.
And that's how you joined the Forum.
That is how I joined, yeah. So we played a few shows with them, and then they asked me to join, and then that just kept happening for a bit. But
and then
but yeah, we've been playing in bands together for ages, haven't we? So yeah, we know each other's each other's writing style really well. And when the previous drummer decided to step down, I was just like, want to give it a go? And I was like, yeah, fucking absolutely. It's totally different to what I
absolutely. Yeah.
So like, it was a really great opportunity to sort of explore more quieter and less sort of blast beaty drumming, you know?
Yeah. So are you kind of like I don't know, a closet Corn fan, Industrial 9 Inch Nails fan and stuff like that you don't tell the Abhorrent boys about? Or is this just like releasing some demons for you? You like your fast stuff, you can do that for 3 to 6 months, but then you just want a break from it all?
Well, I mean, like, I love playing it because it's all I did for the longest time. Like when I was in my first death metal band and then with Abhorrent, and now with my current band, Osiah.
Yeah, that's a fucking band as well, by the way.
I love playing it, but it does get a bit tiring and sort of repetitive. There's only so many different ways you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so that's
every time you play a Tribe of Ghost show, then it's just like a warm up for you.
It's different. It's like with those faster bands, like I have to limit my movements to really sort of twitchy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tiring in a different way. Whereas with Tribe of Ghosts, it's like hit as hard as you can all the time. So like that wears me out in a different way. But like it's just as tiring, but in a really fun way.
Yeah. Being a death metal fan myself, are you dying to bring a wee blast beat in the Tribe of Ghosts?
I've been trying like
the blast beats debate. So we want to make it happen, but it has to be right. And we
can't just shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
What about
I'm trying?
Well, what about blast beats with female vocals over them?
Well, I was thinking, like, you know, the song "The Way the News Goes" by Periphery. It's got that blast beat chorus, but it's really happy.
Yeah.
So we could do like that. I don't even want to try it, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying.
But Ben's shaking his head for you playing blast beats because that means he has to play the bass fast as fuck, and he's not up for that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, about that, yeah. 8 songs for nothing.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, so obviously you've just released your latest single video, False Gods, out there after all the blood. So how does it feel to actually finally release it after all the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it?
So good.
Has it been a long time coming?
I think, yeah, like we wrote this song back in 2022. We finished it.
Wow.
I think it started out as me washing up and just having, and then just listening to Rina Sawayama, and who I absolutely adore. Her debut album is just one of my favorite albums ever. And it I was listening to one of her tracks that has this kind of R&B beat to it, and then we'd written quite a lot at this point, but then I was like, part of me just kind of clicked when something's missing, and I literally sent a voice note to the band chat being like, I want a sexy song. And I sent Adam a load of references, and I was like, here you go. And he went away and then wrote the instrumental for it, and it came back sounding amazing. And then I just we'd had a few sessions where I just bring the lyrics and this vocal melody idea, we'll bounce it off and edit it as we go along. And I always thought this song is a single and this song needs an incredible music video. And it took time finding the right person to do it. And we were so lucky to find Theo.
Well, we're going to be talking about that in a wee second, so I'm just going to stop you right there before you go into these details and answer my next question. No, but I mean, being a death metal fan, I do love female vocals in death metal, for example. I love more than one vocalist in a death metal band. It just adds so much diversity to a song, and I do like female clean vocalists. One of my best female vocalists that I love is Annika van Gersbergen of The Gathering. Absolutely adore her. And I just love the harsh vocals that Adam does as well. So you've definitely got a perfect mix in there. So yeah, I may be a death metal fan, but I've subscribed to you and I've followed you. So it must mean that I like you then. I wouldn't put in the interview that you actually bribed me to do that, but I'll edit that out. I'll edit that out.
We'll put it on. It's in the post. It's in the post.
So that's 3 singles that you've released with this formation in Cold, Sunburner, and I have to say, getting Ben from Bound in Fear, they played, what a set they played on Sunday, by the way, at Rabidfest, but getting Ben from Bound in Fear as well, and now you've got False Gods, so that's 3 singles and 3 videos, but something tells me that you're working on more. Silence.
So a lot of the, particularly, with Hive, which we released back just before Bloodstock. So we released that and this particular one, and we've done some re-recording. So on our YouTube channel,
Sunburner was on the first EP, wasn't it?
It was a rewrite.
Yeah.
So, just trying to get my brain together because so we've got a few that are on YouTube channel, a few that aren't, and there's some things that have been re-recorded, so which come together as a full body of work, which we'll be releasing in the spring with a date to be confirmed. That's probably as much as I can say right now. We've done a lot of work this year. And we've got a lot of ideas in place to give it the launch it kind of deserves, really. Yeah. So, but we wanted, with this, particularly with False Gods, we wanted to get that all out into the world, just because we were so excited to. And with the Urne tour and everything happening, we were like, this is the right time to release this. Yeah. But we kind of collecting ourselves in the new year so we can do something pretty special in the spring.
Well, Ben, I've only got one question to ask you, mate. Is it an EP or is it an album?
You'll find out.
Yes.
I'll get it out of one of you before the end of this interview, I'll tell you.
It's that ride back.
But going back to the recording of the video for False Gods, I mean, how was the recording for you all? How was the video experience for you all? Because imagine with all the blood and everything like that, it was quite a long day.
Oh,
It was
the
a long
blood was
couple of days, yeah.
the blood was about 15 minutes.
The
The actual
very end
blood
bit of
bit
the
was like
video.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it was over 2 days, and they were long days. But it was like both of them combined were probably some of the most surreal experiences I think we've had as a band collectively. So it wasn't exhausting. It was yeah. I mean, Ricky has a couple of times.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like,
It was fucking hilarious.
to give full disclosure as well, it's on the, I think we've got it on the music video as well, but first half of it was shot at the Brighton Erotic, was it the Brighton Erotic Dungeon, I think is what it's called.
Well, it's called Brighton Dungeon / the Brighton Erotic Boudoir.
The Brighton Erotic Boudoir, and the other half was at a venue called the Green Door Store. The first venue is a sex playhouse in Brighton. So
I'm not going to ask which one of the band thought it would be a good idea as that is the location that we're going to do this in. Rather than the forest with woods and the lights behind you or something. No, let's go to a sex dungeon.
Right, so we to begin with, Bex was like, let's find these venues. So Bex and I were looking for different venues, and then we couldn't find anything. And then Bex went, "Oh, okay." And then I think
it was one of my friends. It was one of my work colleagues. I was having a conversation. Like, look, I'm really struggling to find a venue. It's getting back to me because I started with nightclubs, and I started contacting the local strip clubs because I was like,
they were too expensive.
Yeah, they were so expensive.
They were so expensive.
It was like £1,000.
Like,
yeah, it's like grand. It's like, sorry.
And then I just one of my workmates went, "I'm in Brighton. There's got to be somewhere that, there's got to be like a dungeon or a place or somewhere." And literally a 2-second Google search, and there it fucking was. And then we fortunately have a mutual friend with the person who books like the dungeon, and so we were able to get a booking in with the date that matched up with our shoot dates. And we were like, our director Theodore was just like, "Yeah, this sounds great. Let's do it." And
they were very reasonably priced.
They were.
they?
So also
very hygienic.
Very
hygienic. I'm gonna
100%.
It was ridiculously hygienic. They had
I'd have used it.
I can imagine.
Like really good. Like everything was sterilized. It had like regular cleaning crews in, and it was like just
I don't go too many details, but like shout out to Brighton Sex Dungeon.
Well, I'd imagine keeping the cost down was important, and imagine that you used Ben's gold or premium account card to get a discount.
He broke out the plastic.
Yeah, he definitely broke out the plastic.
Did they not say you were only in here yesterday, Ben, or anything like that? No.
Our loyalty counts for something, doesn't it?
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But so going back to the video, then, was there something that you had to do take after take? Was there something that you just felt that you didn't get right on your first take, for example, and you had to record it? You had to do the theatrics 3 or 4 times or anything like that? Was there a bit that was annoying you all? Or was it one take, like, everything over the 2 days, everything was good?
Yeah, I think the only thing that was one take was probably the end. Because
we couldn't do any more.
Completely run out of time.
I think kind of like the aim of get all the shots was to get as much energy as possible. There was quite a few takes of each, just so you could keep fast sequences and stuff like that.
But then we ran out of time, and we literally had to sort out the blood, sort of rainy blood scene at the end. I think we literally had 20 minutes.
The green, literally.
The Green Door Store allowed us more time. Yeah, the thing was
a huge shout out to the Green Store team. They were like we had it booked until 6. And
no, we had it booked until 4, and then they let us.
And they let us push it, and they just like just get it done. And we were just like, you guys.
And they let us fill their venue with fake blood.
Literally.
Do you know what it reminded me of? That scene in Blade.
That's literally the inspiration. It was that and
the club scenes in the Matrix.
The club scenes in the Matrix and the coffin from Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, I love that film. Brilliant film.
Yeah. That was the
inspiration.
Yeah.
And Event Horizon for me. I literally blood orgy.
Yeah.
See, you guys like the simple horror stuff. She likes the Event Horizon and all the twists and stuff like that.
We've got like H.P. Lovecraft, motherfucker. Like shit. Reading the Anomicon. It's like the comic version of the origins of it.
But while he's away getting his toy there,
everyone's like, that's the nerdiest thing I could have done. I've got a book.
no, great stuff. But why don't you tell us like who done the video for you, who put it all together for you, who edited it?
So it was all Theodore Swadling. So he's a man of many, many, many talents, and he's actually it was our manager and who sent us one of his videos for Angel Number, and was like, this is amazing, you guys need to be looking into doing stuff like this aesthetic, this kind of quality. And this was around the time I was looking for we were looking for directors and videographers and stuff, and we'd already contacted a few people, got a couple of quotes in, but we still weren't sure. And I just went, because at this point I didn't really know the director's name, but I just knew it was this band and this video, and I was like, I'm just going to check the credits of this video. And was like, right, so it was directed, edited, coloured, and effects were all done by this one guy. So I was like, I think this is the guy. And I decided so I decided just to contact him and just to see if he would respond. And literally within like half an hour, he got back to me with the quote and everything. And we're like, right, amazing, let's get a meeting in. And we met on Zoom, and such an amazing creative partnership. I think we loved the entire journey with him because he's just so relaxed, but such a high caliber in terms of his style. Like, we knew we were in such safe hands with him.
Mm-hmm. Was it quite easy to convey how you wanted the video to be to Theo, or did he actually bring a lot to the video as well?
Bex literally came in with this whole vision. Like, Bex was incredible with wanting the vision behind it, and Theo was just literally took it and ran.
Yeah,
he knew, he kind of like was able. He asked us all the right questions. Yeah. So like, he wanted it to be very much from us, but he knew exactly what he needed to ask to get that out of us.
Wow.
And so that's what made it so great, is it felt like it was our own, but it was drawn out from us in the right way that he could create something of such high quality with it.
Yeah. I'll just have to ask one last question about the video. How many hours was it, Becky, for the band to pretend that they had lost the keys for you when you were like chained up on the cross and saying, we don't know where the keys are?
I think so. Like, just a quick chance and say, Kieran and Belladonna also were helping in part of the day. I think Belladonna was Bella was actually chatting with you, Becky, going like, what was Bella, because Bella was chatting with me about the ropes to make sure we got the cuffs on May the right colour. I just want to make sure that Bella worked with you on getting everything right on your side.
Just when I saw that, I thought the band would play a practical joke on you and just leave and go at the pub for a couple of beers, and then.
I mean, to be honest, we were so tight for time. It was like, at this point, I think that's one of the last shots of the day. We're like, quick, we're literally like, you're going to him again. And so they didn't really have time to joke with me. But I think there might be a funny shot of me where I'm trying to talk with the gag still in. And I'm just like, and I'm like this. There's a couple of times having like a proper like problem-solving conversation, and I just kind of forget that I'm just chained to this sex cross. And I'm like, yeah, no, we could do this, and then tomorrow we can do that. Yeah, let's shoot that. Yeah. And it's like, I forget.
For me, it was when you were just in the cage as well, the little cage. And being like, do you think that light works there? Like, is my hair looking all right? Are we ready to go?
Yeah. Do I need to do my makeup? And there's me just sitting in the cage, just like doing my makeup. Like.
But I just have to say, I don't want the band splitting up live on air and things like that. But I'd imagine when you're up like that on the cross, Becky, I saw Adam with a feather and just like tickling you under in your armpits and stuff like that.
The amount of times
the amount of time we wind each other up. There's
Yeah.
one time Danny and Ben got trapped outside, and we were in the middle of shooting, and then they were like, "Can you let us in?" And I was like,
We're shooting. Shut up.
you have to wait. Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Right, thanks very much for that, guys. But yeah, so Tribe of Ghosts, how are the songs constructed in Tribe of Ghosts? I mean, are they the main songwriters for the band, or do all members kind of contribute? So, for example, Ben, do you bring a hell of a lot of ideas to like Adam? Do you play guitar as well, and you play him some riffs, or what? Do you bring ideas as well?
No, I'm a terrible guitarist, but I really focus on the bass parts. Really, like I think we all bring in our individual ideas for the instruments that we play, and some other ideas that we just feed in. But, yeah, I usually just focus on the bass parts.
So is Adam the kind of guy that would send you a riff at 4 o'clock in the morning saying that this is my best riff yet, by the way, you have to listen to this?
He does get up early, I'll give him that.
It's Bex probably explained it best.
Yeah, Adam is basically our musical director. So Adam has this incredible brain that is like, he can orchestrate an entire abstract sound design like in a day, and you could give him like a bunch of references and be like, can you put all this together somehow into an original song and make it sound like us? Put it in a little box, give it to him. Within like maybe a few days, he's done it, and it's incredible. And so the core part of the songwriting is Adam, but it's a mixture of Adam's own ideas and our sort of like references and stuff as well. And that's once we've kind of written the bulk of the instrumentation, me and Adam come together and work on the vocals together, and that's a mishmash of maybe a lot of the songs have been Adam's lyrics previously, and then we've kind of edited them and written melodies, and then some of it is a little bit of mine, and things that we're working on recently we've been collaborating a lot on lyrically as well.
Now, there you go again. I'm going to bring up the lyrics in a second, right? We'll stop that conversation right there. But Adam, do you look at the rest of the band then and say that they're bloody lazy? I've got to do all the work.
No. It's my.
Is it quite a lot? In a serious question though, is it quite a lot of pressure on you? Would you welcome like contributions from the other guys? Are you quite happy to do that side of things?
It's one of those things where, as a songwriter, and as kind of in that kind of mindset, our songs are so detail orientated, and my head and how things work within my brain is I'll come up with a million different ideas, put everything together, and there's always like little nuances and little bits and pieces and ideas that I've got together. But I think what the healthy thing for us, for Tribe, is all the ideas that I get and the ideas that I have, either, like I said, there's something I've come up with and I've gone, this is an idea I've got, what do you guys think? Or it's something that like Becky, Ben and Danny have kind of like used me as like their siphon, if that makes sense. And I songwrite all the time. I'm always songwriting. So it's just kind of like, it's never an instance of going, oh God, I'm doing so much work and why isn't anyone else songwriting? It's like, no, this is me. This is what I do. This is my life. This is how I like doing stuff. And what I love and what I appreciate for the band and what I adore from these three is the honest support from that. And that means the world to me. Like, it's not a case of I've written this, you have to do it. It's, I want to try this. What do you think? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. Like, what do you think? What do you need from us? Here's some ideas. Like, here's some different things. And they'll like use me as their like musical siphon. And I then leave, I write the instrumentals, but then I leave it open to kind of go like, hey, if all of us like a song, then that's it. We're using it. If none of us like it, or one of us doesn't like it, then we're not. It's always a case of like, we all have to like it because we're all going to put our input on it nonetheless. And Ben, Danny, and Becky, Becky and I write all the vocals together. So like, and Becky helps me kind of, because me and Becky do a lot of co-writing for a lot of the songs. So I'll write the main instrumental, and then as me and Becky working together, we'll start then like changing bits and editing like smaller bits to get the vocals to fit together. And then I'll hand it over to Ben and to Danny and kind of go like, hey, I'd love to see what you want to do with this. Like, what do you want to do? And then Ben brings his touches in and Danny brings his touches. But it's...
How do you feel if you've spent like hours, days and weeks with a particular track, and then you play it to them for the first time and then they go, nah, it's not going to fit?
Fuck it off. I'll do another one.
All right.
Yeah, it's
brutal as that. But what about like since you're songwriting all the time, does it depend what kind of mood you're in? Because obviously Tribe of Ghosts is your main thing, but if you're angry or something like that, would you record something angry and you might have a wee side project for that, or do you just...
it's going to be Tribe. It'd be if I'm doing, because a lot of the stuff I like doing is... I read something a few years ago that it's kind of stuck with me. Is that apparently I've got my own, and it was a review that we got of something like before Becky and Danny joined, and it was that I have a particular brand of misery, and it's not something I've thought about, but it's also something that kind of stuck with me in a bit of like, there's a certain sound that I pull out. And no matter what I put my hand to of it, there is some of that, like, it's a bit grand and a bit kind of, there's a little bit of grimness about it, but it's all about, Tribe has become a massive purging and like healing place for me, and these three help me heal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and that says it says a lot in the lyrics. Like, as I said, we'll come to our lyrics in a second. But is there anything about the way that you recorded the singles that you'll continue to use, and that you've got a settled formula maybe, or are you quite open to finding new studios, new experiences? What are you thinking of doing? Especially for the next release then, whatever it is. It could be a double album for all I know.
I mean, this particular process, we've done a lot of recording with a really, really good friend of ours called Paul Winstanley, who is an incredible producer. And we had such a fun journey with him because he's open for us to like let rip creatively, and was really an excellent friend, critical friend to elevate the songs with. Yeah. And we had a lot of banter, especially when I write crazy harmonies, and he just goes, "No, you can't do that." I'm like, he's like, "Okay, maybe you're jazz." Yeah,
too jazz.
And I think we like also learned a lot of lessons together in terms of the process of the recording sessions that we've done.
So who'd you actually record then?
So we did some drum recording at a place called Brighton Electric, and then and then we also used our producer's studio as well. Yeah. And a mix of with the guitars and bass, we did a lot of sort of DIing and reamping and stuff like that.
So all the guitars and bass Ben and I did at home, and all the guitars are like me just recording into my interface. All the electronics and the synths and stuff like that is me making weird sound design and basically Win then cleaning up afterwards.
You gave away all your secrets. Is it that easy?
It's not, because it's one of those ones like I'll find different sounds and I'll make weird things do horrible noises, and then I'll get it to Win and he just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
Yeah. No, absolutely cool. I mean, times have changed. Like COVID has changed everything. There's so many one-man projects out there just now. I mean, I play a lot of music on my radio show behind me, and it's just one-man bands, but the sound is so good. You would think it would be recorded in a studio, but it's recorded in their bedroom. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yes, here we are, Becky. With you being the main vocalist of the band then, Do you write all the lyrics, or do you welcome contributions from? Well, obviously we've just said that you and Adam get together and doing the lyrics, but when you do your lyrics, then do you get inspiration? Like, do you open your front door, you see something in the street, you've always got a paper and pen with you, and you write it down for later, or do you watch a lot of documentaries? Do you read a lot of books? Where do you get your inspiration for your lyrics from?
So, well, for me and like lyrical ideas, a lot of it is film, and a lot of it is fiction.
Yeah.
And like when I wrote False Gods lyrically, a lot of it is also it's inspiration from the instrumentation that's been arranged. So I feel like that, I almost kind of see it like it's like a cinematic story, and like, where does the music take me to? What imagery does that create?
Yeah.
And there might be like a vision of a storyline which goes with it, and there's always like a vision for the songs that sort of Adam's writing and things like that. And
so have you maybe got like a notebook or something like that? You've already got like four songs of lyrics or something like that, or do you wait till Adam does his part and then you think, what I'm taking from this then, Adam, is that she does fuck all for a year and then use a book dates in for the studio, and then she's like, shit, we better start writing a lyric.
I mean, we do a ton of pre-prod, so so everything's written before the studio. And actually the bulk of the lyrics for the stuff we've been writing, it is pretty much all been Adam at this point, but a lot of it is then editing in terms of fits and the melody. So like I'll let Adam talk more about his lyric writing style, but he's tendency to write lyrics first, whereas I like to write melody first, and then bring with an idea of a vision of what the story's going to be for the song, and then bring it together. Is
it quite difficult for you, Adam, to convey how you want Becky to sing it? It's like you've got your vision in your head saying this is what she's going to do in this part. She's going to go up here, up high, or she's going to go low here, or whatever like that. Or you give the lyrics to Becky and she does it like that.
So again, both Bex and I, as like vocalists, we push each other. We kind of, I think we've always said with Tribe, it's not that there's either one of us as a main vocalist. It's more of like a duet, and it permanently is like a duet we do together.
Yeah.
And lyrically, it's especially for the first bunch of songs, I think Sunburner is the only outlier really, because Sunburner is a single by itself, and those lyrics were written about my diagnosis with general anxiety disorder, and about like my recovery and well, not recovery, but my process of healing and getting out to the side. And the new stuff as a collected body of work, let's say that, is a concept record. And it's
concept, you're not going to write about knights and dragons and swords and stuff like that, are you?
Oh no, it's dystopian brutality. Like, it's very much dystopian, and it's raging a bit against, it's coming to terms with the world as it is at the moment. And I think a lot of again, Tribe of Ghosts is kind of like an escape thing for us. So for us, these lyrics and writing what we, me writing the lyrics that I want to write, and Bex writing her lyrics, and when we're writing lyrics together and that kind of stuff, it's always a purging. It's never a kind of like, oh, we need to do this. We're going to sing this because this is something that's like gonna sit with me and da-da-da. It's like, if we're going to write it, it's something we need to get rid of. And we feel good about when we're singing it, like night after night. We want to feel good doing it and want to feel like we're
absolutely
connecting with others and having that connection. So when it comes to lyric writing and stuff like that, it's all from there's a lot of inspiration from fiction, a lot of inspiration from real world events, and it's a lot of when after I've put together instrumentals, it's a lot of Bex and I kind of working together and going, well, what fits? Does that feel good? Should we put something else here? Does that need another line? Do we need to does that melody sit there? Do we want to remove a line to let that melody sit through? And that's how we kind of worked it. It's always been this big cooperative process, and it's just
I'm disappointed in your like negotiation of lyrics, because I thought in the studio there'll be like blood in the walls or fights in the studio and stuff like that. Quite disappointed. But like, it's definitely like an art form, like doing lyrics. It's definitely something that I couldn't do. But Ben, have you ever thought of like, do you see the lyrics and do you add your own wee tweaks to it, or do you just leave it to those guys? Lyrics is a totally different kettle of fish for you.
Yeah, lyrics is different kettle of fish. Not really input on that side of it.
Like I say, it's definitely an art form. So if they two are more than willing to do it, then yeah, just let them go on with it. Absolutely. I've only got a few questions left. Listen, I really appreciate the time that you've had tonight. But now that the world has opened its doors to playing live again, and that you've played Rabidfest and you've played gigs before then, Bloodstock twice and stuff like that, what do you have coming up? This is when you talk about Urne, by the way.
No, we're about to. I think it's just we're like, who's going to
we're ready to like. It's in a week. Well, I'm not sure when this interview will come out, but today, as we sit here, it is a week until we go on the road with Urne Mountain Caller, our first ever UK tour, and we couldn't be more excited. We've had a full day of.
How did that come about? How did you get the tour?
Remember, I think we were very fortunate. I think a big part of it was just being recommended to the guys in Urne, I believe. I think that's what happened. It kind of was then all of a sudden just presented to us, and we're like, whoa, okay. But I think it happened that they were looking for they were booking the tour, they were looking for supports, and I think they're looking for recommendations from their circle. And we're very fortunate. We have quite a few mutual friends who rate us, and they put us forward, and they looked into us and were like, great, I think they'll be good. They'll be good for the tour. And then we just got given the dates, and our manager was like, you need to confirm this now. And then we were like, we're free. We're making it happen.
Have you told your work yet?
Yeah. It was like a bunch of a few friends, like one of our biggest supporters, Simon Hall, was just like, cool, we're going to recommend it. And then Tony, our manager Tony, then was just like, was basically is again friends with them. It's they know they're really good friends. So Tony messaged us. It was like a Sunday evening. It was like, guys, are you free? Do you want to go on tour with Urne? And we're like, fuck work, yes.
Yes. I kind of just decided it was going to happen, and I was either going to do it. Yeah.
No, listen, I think I'm trying to remember actually, has there been a couple of gigs like sold out? I mean, all the venues are going to be very, very well attended. Urne are a huge band, so this is a huge opportunity for you. And I wish you guys all the success on it. And I know there's a Glasgow gig, and you're playing the Cat House, I think.
Yeah.
What date is it?
It's going to be. It'd be 1 second. The second, then we've got the 4th.
The 4th. That's a Monday night. Okay, I'll see you there.
It's not.
Oh, it's the 5th. No, it's the 5th.
Yeah.
The second Leeds, third we're off. It's Carlisle. 5th is Glasgow.
5th is Glasgow. I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
Oh God. Okay, so yeah, the 3rd Leeds. The 5th.
This section's went well in the interview, hasn't it?
I know, it's going really well. And then the 6th we're playing the Cat House Glasgow. The 8th we're playing Newcastle Think Tank. The 9th we're playing Milton Keynes. The 10th we're playing Manchester Satan's Hollow. The 12th we're playing Birmingham Institute 3. The 14th we're playing Patterns in Brighton. The 15th we're playing Exchange in Bristol. And the 16th we're playing the Dome in London.
I'm glad somebody in the band is organised. But yeah, so is that going to be the end of Tribe of Gods on the live front for a couple of months, because you're going to concentrate on what you're going to be doing in the spring then? Just getting all that done and then do something huge in the summer?
I think we've got like a month off.
We've got a few shows coming up sort of in February. We've got our headline show at Club 85 in Hitchin as part of like the final series of shows before that venue closes. So we're really excited for that. We're going to try and do some shows around that, just as a nice little sort of winter fun, because we love performing so much and we always miss it. So we want to do something. We wouldn't be able to leave it too long. I think we'll get too itchy. And but the plan is we're going to be hitting the spring very, very hard. So we're playing Takedown Fest in April. We're playing Uprising Festival in May.
That's a huge, We're
playing Northlands Rocks in July, and there's a few other little gigs here and there to be announced. But the plan is getting things together for April and the spring to be very.
It sounds as if you're not shy to get in the van and just go various places. Who knows? Maybe another year of traveling all over the UK. You never know. Next year it might lead to like European stuff. You never know.
That.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I will definitely see you when you come to Glasgow. So looking forward to that. But I've only got 2 questions left. So I don't know what you'll get supporting on whether you'll get like a half-hour set. So you'll have your 6, 7 songs, whatever. I'm going to ask each and every one of you, which song are you looking forward to playing the most and why? I mean, Ben, you could choose one maybe because it's got a bass solo in it. Oh,
yeah. I mean, there is one of the bass solo in it.
Is that the one that you want to look? Is that the one that you? So is it like 4th or 5th in the set or something like that? Is there a particular track that you're looking most forward to playing every time you play at the moment?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't say the one with the bass solo. That one you got to concentrate on what you're doing quite a lot. But yeah, I like when we play that one. It's got a good mixture of sort of really aggressive bits and more sort of melodic kind of playing. So yeah, I like that one.
So I can see you just being the guy at the back of the stage when it's the quiet parts, but then when it gets to the places where you lose your shit, you're the one that stage dives into the crowd and playing your bass with everybody carrying you type thing.
I wouldn't trust the crowd to not drop me, but
well, to be fair, I think Adam's a wee bit heavier than you, so I'm sure you'll be all right. No, cool.
Adam is usually one who dives into the crowd.
yeah.
Without my guitar, it's a question either time.
Yeah. So, Adam, what's the song that you're most looking forward to playing, and why?
Honestly, it's anytime we play our set, I love all of our songs, like my favorite.
Yeah,
and it's not the diplomatic thing. It's not like, oh, I like every song. Like every song is.
Is there a song that you don't like playing because there's a solo in it that you took 10 takes to record in the studio before you nailed it?
No, I'm as a guitarist, because our producers give me this wonderful nickname, which is I'm basically a scrappy punk guitarist that's accidentally found himself in a metal band. So none of our songs have solos. Like that's just not something that I'm good at, because it's not my kind of vibe. There's one song that we play that I adore just because of how full-on bonkers it is, which is called Desolation Will Be Their Only Reward. And it is 2.5 minutes of there's like a minute of ambient, melodic, beautiful, like massive attack, and then the other half is just full-on power violence. It's just so fun to play. Like the whole set's so fun, but that is my 99% chance. That's where my guitar is going to end up around someone's.
I was actually going to ask, like, how many guitars have you destroyed and ruined? Because it seems to be like every time you play live, you've either broken it or you've burst a string or like snapped in half.
So we play in a specific tuning, which means that I have to have a really long guitar because it's really low. So all I've had.
Well, can I be a pain in the arse? Because that's my final question. Your instruments that you use, right? So that's my final question, and we might as well end the interview the way that it started. Like, you answer my next fucking question. But
We'll go back to Bex. Your favourite song in the set. Your favourite song in the set.
absolutely, absolutely.
Right, so I think my favourite song of the set is, well, actually, what we're doing with this urn tour, which I'm very excited about, is we have 3 different sets.
Wow.
That we went through all of them today, and each set is a bit different, where there might be a song interchanged in and out of it, so we can just kind of see how we feel on the day and what we want to do, which I'm very excited for. So every show that someone goes to is going to have a different experience, which I'm really excited for. One of my personal faves is a song called A Lesson Learned in Silence. It's the big power number. It's like the rock, the 80s rock song that we have.
So rock.
It's like a super prog odyssey. And there's just so, like, it's like, I love it because it's so bonkersly heavy in areas. It's so melodic, and there's so many harmonies in it, and it's a real opportunity for Adam to showcase his amazing clean vocals as well. And everyone just goes, "Oh my god, he can sing really well." And and it's the one that, like, it's a real showcase of how we work together as dual vocals. And we wrote it to be like that, and I think it's the one that kind of really grabs people because of that. And it's always so fun to play. Like, there's so many layers to it that I love, like, that is always interesting, like the entirety throughout. Like, I love them all, but that one is always a little standout for me, and it's always like towards the end of our set because it is like the level that it is. So you kind of, it feels like a winning lap because you're like, I've done the set and it's a really good show, and now we're doing one of my fave songs. Let's go. So, like, I cannot even tell you what because that song isn't in all the sets that we've put up. So people just have to come to every show, won't they? And just, like, see.
Well, if it's not played in the set, then I can imagine Becky at the end of the night being in a huff. A big cream puff. But yeah, no, listen, absolutely brilliant. And like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. And Ben, I'm going to give you a wee minute to get it, because I'm going to be talking about you guys and the instrument that you are using at the moment, an instrument that you used to record False Gods, or that you'll be taking on tour with you. So I don't know whether you've got your bass ready or whatever like that, if you want to show off like Adam's about to. So Adam, what's your setup? What's your pedals? What's your amps? What do you use, mate?
So I'm one of those guitarists, because of specifically how Tribe works. I'm one of those guitarists that went, okay, it makes sense just to have a Kemper. So this has everything. I go direct because we've got IEMs, and our sound engineer was like, basically, to try and balance all of our audio chaos and all that kind of stuff. She found it really difficult to do that with amps.
Yeah.
So she was just, and to get me and Bex's vocals to come through the PA alongside Danny's drums, it's like, this is well too hard to try and get everything clearly. I'd love to try it direct. So this is my amp, my effects, all of that kind of stuff, and I love it. I've had it for a year, and I don't think I've looked at an amp since in terms of wanting to get one, because the amp that I want to get because of this is $3,500. So nope, not doing that.
You better start doing some overtime then.
I am. I already am. Guitar-wise, so this has been my A for the last year. It is a Gretsch baritone.
That wasn't the guitar you played at Rabidfest.
It's not. That one's behind me. I'm going to show you in a moment. This has been my A for the last year. It's a Gretsch G2560 baritone, and it's basically a small bass.
What do you tune it to?
We tune into drop G and A standard.
Okay.
So it's pretty low, just like,
yeah,
very stupidly low. Fitted with a lovely P90 from Bare Knuckle, and covered with so many battle scars from when I've thrown this at either myself or people. So that's this has been my A, and my guitar tech, Lewis Hoadley, has had to fix it at least 30 times in the last 2 years.
Is that I was going to say, is it like a cat? It's got like 9 lives, that guitar?
Well, I'm surprised. Apparently, Lewis has said it's held together with duct tape and dreams. So that's this one. The new one, which you saw at Rabidfest.
Yeah, it definitely had a much sharper neck.
No, this one's a longer neck. It's a bass 6.
Oh, wow.
It's a bass 6. It is a 30-inch scale bass. Same. This is a bass guitar that I've modded into a guitar.
You're just a hooligan. Ben, you must take offence at that.
Yeah, he's sort of invading my space as usual.
The first gig with it was Rabidfest, and I bent one of the tuning pegs, so I had to fix that. And again, modded with a bare knuckle pickup. All the electronics just removed on all my guitars. My guitar tech has a mod called the Sedge mod, which is one pickup, volume knob straight to the output jack, because otherwise bad news happens. That's me. It's long guitars make them dumb proof.
Yeah, all I will say is, like, an accident will happen when you get off that stage and you swing that guitar around. You just had no idea who everybody was. You didn't care.
I thought I took off Beck's head.
You nearly took mine. I'm still offended with that, by the way.
I've smashed myself in the back of the head with it.
Well, next time hit yourself in the head a wee bit harder then. So Ben, you're bass then. So what are you playing at the moment? What's your setup, mate?
So for amps, similar to Adam, we use a modeler kind of thing. It's just a hell of a lot easier not having to cart a big old amp around. So that's a Line 6 Helix, sort of a smaller stomp box.
Yeah.
This one's got too many buttons on it, and I'm too stupid, so I'll go for a lot more simple one. It's only used 3 settings anyway. So it's pretty much that, a tuner, and then a bass. Although I can actually grab it and try it off. It's the G&L.
I was going to say, is it a 4 or a 5 string?
It's a 4-string, but we're playing such a stupid tuning that it's kind of like a 3-string with
again, that's
really
Adam's fault. Yeah,
at the bottom.
No, the tuning's not my fault. Tuning's not my fault. I'm genuinely saying this. I wrote a song when we first started. We were in drop C. Then I started using I started using the Mastodon like AGC FAD to get that low chuggy thing. And then I wrote a song that we had, and then showed it to Danny, and Danny went, "Yeah, but what if lower?"
I think it's me and Danny are the worst, because I think you wrote a song because again, Adam's constantly writing and we're constantly working on things, and then I went, I really like this. How low can you take it? Yeah, it's me and Danny just keep pushing it.
Adam, you're going to have to write a brutal death metal track, and that'll be them happy then.
Oh, it's like to the point where I did have one of my guitars set up in drop E, but I was like, nah, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. So I had to push back on that one. That's the only time I've pushed back on dumb things, though. It's like any other time, it's like, can we make this more stupid? I'm like, yes. I'm getting a drum machine and putting it through a HM2. I'm all for stupid.
HM2. Oh, love that sound. Love the sound.
HM2, but through a drum machine.
Just a hooligan. You're an absolute hooligan. But Ben, had the guys have they suggested to you, like, why don't you try 5 strings, or is it just the way that Tribe's sound is best with 4, or have you wanted to experiment yourself? Something tells me you're easy come, easy go.
To an extent, I've tried the 5 before, but I think we're never going to use that much range in our songs. I'm not going to need to go from super low to super high, really. So I have a 4-string, but it's tunes like the bottom 4 strings of a 5-string.
Yeah.
Or even lower than that. So yeah, one of the strings is so floppy as barely a string. It's just for the really low stuff, and then the rest of the time I play the other strings.
So has Tribes been your only band, or have you played in other stuff?
Yeah, I've done all sorts of stuff over the years.
Like?
Yeah, from like sort of functions, covers stuff. I've done like sort of rock and roll, sort of cherry numbers, like all the way through to weird sort of post rock.
I thought you were going to say something like Nickelback there, and I was like, no.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah, there was definitely an issue at some point.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for that. But yes, Becky, I'm always interested in vocalists. Have you like thoroughly researched microphones, and you maybe like tried 3, 4, half a dozen microphones, and then you found the sound of the one that you particularly like, and this is the one that you use? Or are you just like, give me an SM58 and I'll fucking sing into it?
I'm very particular, primarily not because of sound, but more because of hygiene. So, like, the idea, like, I've done my fair share of singing into cheesy microphones and like half beaten up and stuff like that. And for the kind of, and again, it sort of comes around to a similar point of where our sound engineer Sophie, making sure we have the best sound possible. Make sure we have the right equipment that isn't going to bleed everywhere into things like that. I use an SM58 beta, which I do really like. It's more at this point, I want to go into more directional microphones again to minimize the bleed from the drums and things like that. But so far for most of our shows, it has been good. I think I look after it pretty well, and like it doesn't have too much bleed, mainly because I'm constantly on the mic. So because I'm constantly on it, and for the most part, I'm always at my microphone. I rarely have it on the stand and I'm running around. If I have it, I have it with me. So I'm shielding it with my body, so it's not absorbing stuff from the drum kit. Whereas sort of Adam's microphone, he uses a directional SE, which he used to use an SO58, but then we realised by force, because he's running here, there, everywhere, it just absorbs all the sound because he's...
And he runs past the mic as well, as we've already discovered.
Yes. So, yeah, so he needs something else.
Sorry, Becky. What you need, Adam, is one of these wireless ones. You get the microphone there, so you can run about wherever you want.
Always talks about it, but it's one of those ones that just it doesn't feel like I don't have quite the Britney aesthetic myself. I would love it. I'm not quite Britney. I mean, the hair and just
definitely not the looks, mate. Definitely not the looks.
I definitely know it. But even when we actually found out the SEV7 was as well as for the fact that it rejects the bleed from Danny's drum kit whilst I'm doing for my Vox. SM58s have got a little bit too much low end on my voice.
Yeah,
my voice is quite big. It's quite big and barky. Even when I'm doing my cleans, it's still quite classical music. That's how I get trained. So it's all the SM58's caught up so much of that low end frequency that it just muddied everything. So the V7 was perfect for me. The beta has been amazing for Bex.
Yeah. So that's what you're going to take on tour, Becky?
I'm taking the beta with me. I've had it for many years now, and it's something that works for me vocally, but I will be in the market for a radio mic, which so I'm going to be looking to something wireless for hopefully the new year.
Have you not spoke to Shells about that?
No. What?
No, I thought you had, because Shells of Moshville Times is like, he's a bit of an IT geek. But the thing with Shells is he pretends he knows what he's talking about, but he doesn't really. You probably gathered that already. But yes, one of the best folk, when you talk about hygiene and things like that, one of the best things I've ever seen live is Today's the Day, a band called Today's the Day, and it's Steve Austin. And one of his vocals effects is he actually swallows a microphone. He puts it all in his mouth when he's singing, you know what I mean? And then the next band comes up on stage and the vocalist is looking at the mic, So I can totally understand, especially with what's happened in the last couple of years about hygiene and things like that. You've got your own mic. but you've got to go with a formula that works for you guys. So fair play to you. Fair play to you. Well, we've spoken for like an hour and a half now. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. Like I said, I'm a death metal fan, but I've subscribed to everything. I've followed you and everything, and I can't help being addicted to what you are releasing at the moment. That sounded way dirtier than I meant. But yeah, so I wish you guys the absolute success. This next week to 10 days is going to be absolutely huge for you. You're going to play to packed out venues. And I wish you guys, I hope you're going to bring a lot of merch. Are you going to bring some new merch to the tour?
We are. Yeah, we literally, as soon as, I think we should be getting it in the next few days. We've got a very exciting couple of designs to come through.
Who does the artwork for you? Who done the artwork for the merch?
Well, this one was actually Mr. Adam Sedgwick.
Yes,
so a lot of the artwork.
He's a bit of a glory hunter, isn't he?
I mean, we've got our amazing merch, which is part of our single artwork, which has been created by the amazing Senan Middleton. So we've still got some of our Sunburner long sleeves and our Hive t-shirts. That's our Sunburner long sleeve. We love our merch so much, we buy it ourselves and wear it.
We got a back print.
It's got a little bit of lyrics on the back.
So you always buy a long sleeve when you've got sleeve prints, you've got a back and a front print. See, when you've just got something on the front, it's like, nah. One of the best bands ever for doing like shirts like that is Ingested. This merchandise, they do the best merch. So good to see. So I might have to bring my wallet with me in Glasgow Cat House. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, so this is our Hive t-shirt. So we've got it. Then we've got a little logo on the back as well for that one. It's like a little fashion show.
Yeah, it is. I wish I had a better model.
Our next design coming up. So I'll tell you a little bit about it actually. Yeah. So obviously Adam designed it. It's another long sleeve. It's got a front and both arms printed Good. As well. And a nice little iconic colour duo, which I'm really excited about. And we're also getting some beanies, which I'm really excited about. We don't have we should be getting them this week, and we've been wanting hats for a very long time. And being a winter tour, it felt absolutely the right time to bring a little bit of smaller merch out, because we've only really ever done, long sleeves and t-shirts before. Yeah. So really happy to bring. We're going to exclusively sell them at the shows on tour. They won't be available anywhere else, and then if we've got anything left, they will go up in our Bandcamp if there's anything. Right.
I just realised I started grabbing my beanie and was like, "Oh look, it's a back shot." It's not. It's a Roller Tomasi one that I sold from our photographer Al. So I was like, "Oh!" I just realised me doing this. Like, "Oh, I can show this way." Wait, no, I can't because we've not.
That's the end of the interview. Thank you very much for turning up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. No, listen, so when you're playing the gigs with Urne then, and you're packing up and stuff like that, who's going to be at the merch stand? Who can people talk to?
Me. So we have a fail-safe system where the lads will be helping to pack down and change over for the next band. And so I'm the gal that's hands-free. I let them do the packing down. I'll swander off the stage.
No. I just pictured you, Becky, saying like, "Good night." I don't know about the merch.
Well, I'm like, normally after a show, I'm like staggering, and then I go, and then I'm like, "Where's I forgot my phone," and then I just have to go and go grab the phone because that's how I deal with the card machine. And I'm like, "Where's the card machine?" And then, but I hope this time we'll have it down like a military operation. So.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck on this tour. Glasgow Cat House is a great venue. It's one of the icons of Glasgow to play. So, is it your first gig in Scotland?
It is.
I'm pretty sure it will not be the last either. If you're looking for somewhere to stay, I can recommend plenty of hotels in Glasgow. My door is always open. So yes, you're more than welcome. If you're stuck or anything like that, then you're more than welcome. There is rent to pay, right enough. So, Thank you very much for this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And as you can see, I'm much more professional than Shells. And see, when you guys are...
It's an even keel. It's an even keel.
See how you said at the beginning of the interview, Adam, that you're easily replaced? You're fucking right. But yes, catch up with me again April, summer next year when you're ready to release your new material, because we definitely deserve to have another chat, and it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. So thank you very much for tonight.
Absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yeah, thank
See you soon.